Ontario's Great Lakes. What can I say about them? In my travels, I've fished some wonderful locations and spectacular fisheries. That said, my home is on the Great Lakes, and I've been chasing fish from Lake Ontario to Superior for the better part of 30 years. And through my experience, I'll maintain until the day I die, in terms of bang for your buck fishing, the Great Lakes may be the best, most diverse fishery on the planet.
This week, we're in one of the prettier spots in Ontario, McGregor Bay, which is just off of Manitoulin Island. It's opening week of bass season, and we're with Brian Still from Stillwater Fishing Tours. We're going to be targeting post-spawn smallmouth, hopefully up and in around the flats, but knowing the weather's going to be a little sketchy, we'll take whatever we can get. Now, this area is renowned for its muskie and pike fishing, but it might be one of the best smallmouth fisheries on the continent. Stay with us, because it's all coming to you next on The New Fly Fisher.
Ooh, that's a beautiful one.
Check out this beautiful smallmouth.
That is what you're in for on this episode of The New Fly Fisher.
The New Fly Fisher is brought to you in partnership with Destination Ontario. Vair Watches. Scientific Anglers. Trout Unlimited.
Good morning, everyone. This is our first morning with Brian from Stillwater Fishing and Tours. And we had a bit of a cold front come in last night. It's not crazy cold, but the temperature definitely dropped. I think the conditions are going to be a little tough this morning, but we're going to hit them from top to bottom. We're prepared for all contingencies. There's nothing you can do about the weather, so you might as well just go fishing.
The first day of any trip to new water, at least for me, is what I call my getting acquainted day. You don't really know what you're in for, so you have to feel things out, even with a seasoned guide like Brian. But the anticipation is always palpable, as one of the coolest things that we can do is explore and work to figure out the puzzle that comes with it. One thing that we have to accept, though, when fishing: there are no certainties. But there is so much water to fish around McGregor Bay, and Brian was more than prepared to adapt to the conditions. He didn't take long to get us into fish.
Just want to be able to sit here, you know, slowly work our way up along the shore.
So how much water are we in here, Brian?
So right now we're sitting at about 8 feet, and we're casting to about a 4 feet deep weed line right along the shore.
Okay, so I've got a fairly substantial Clouser minnow one. Do you have kind of a preferred retrieve that you like to go with?
I'll change it up depending on how the fish are acting that day. If they are aggressive, I will obviously speed those flies up. You know, some nice speed to it. Sometimes I love the strip pause. I find that even with the pike and with the big bass, it's just that pause is so key to triggering them to go for it.
Right.
So yeah, change it up.
Just try and figure them out. I mean,
that's trying to figure them out.
It's no different than any other streamer fishing, I guess.
Someday if they want to eat quick, they'll eat quick, and you can strip as pretty much quick as you want. On other days, slow and steady. See something?
No, just checking me. Just checking me bug. There's a fish. That's a pike, I think. Oh, mercy.
Pound test you got on there?
I think it's a pike. It's like, I think it's 16 fluoro.
Yeah, just play them light.
I don't think it's a small pike, though.
Nope.
Not giving him much.
Oh, nice one.
Yeah, that's a nice pike. Ooh, that's a nice pike. That's a nice pike. Boom. You got slack. That's a net.
Yeah, I use big nets out here because you never know what you're going to catch. Also, so I can leave the net over the board like this so the fish can stay in the water during the whole entire unhooking process.
Good job. Nothing wrong with that.
Yeah, it's not bad. Good start. We'll take anything.
I would think maybe I should change that, as you suggested, change that leader and put a little bite leader.
Yeah, it's just out here, you just never know.
I was looking at something out here that looks submerged. I don't think they're weeds, but they might be. But when he hit that, I thought I was into the weeds or the logs or whatever. But that's a beautiful pike.
Yeah.
Well, that's not a horrible way to start the day, Brian. I'll take that. I mean, what the hell?
Yeah, me too.
That was a nice pike.
For sure. Good Georgian Bay, nice thick, big shoulders.
Yeah, man. Nice and clean, just a beautiful fish. And that, he must have just had the hook, eh? Because that leader it's not scored at all.
Nice.
Valid point here, folks. We're not fishing a bite leader on this, and if we do, like I would probably switch. If we get one more big pike like that, I'll switch to heavier leader with some bite material on it. But if you do catch a pike like that on your regular mono, or in this case I'm using fluorocarbon, just check it, make sure that it's not, because those teeth are terribly abrasive, and they will make the next one a short-lived fight.
Yeah.
That was awesome.
The wind, while not horrible, was quite relentless.
All right, what's up with this wind? Oh, do my best. Go find some warm water.
So we moved around to Brian's known locations, both to give us a break from the wind and to find structure. At this point, though, having seen several different places, I was getting the feel that this place was fishy. Quite frankly, it had everything a bass guy looks for. Rocky humps, wood, breaks and drop-offs, and of course, vegetation.
It really pays to be versatile, especially in conditions like this. I love popper fishing, so we're in a bit of a calm bay here, and Brian's taking us in close. We're gonna go through this with a popper, and then if they're not reacting to that, then we're gonna come back up and do the same thing with a streamer and just cover and try and get a feel. We're in a little bit warmer water here now. It's like 70 degrees. So we'll see what the fish are doing, and if we can get them on poppers, I'd rather get them on poppers. But if not, then we'll have to go deep for them.
Said right now you're over 12 feet of water, but once we get up, this wind stops playing with my emotions today. Perfect cast, right on the spot.
Up in here?
Yeah, up into there, and then even right on the front side of this island. A little close now, but
What's the temp?
it is 70, so it's warm enough. I mean, it's probably cold underneath, but it's almost good enough for me to say that they're not hitting top.
Yeah, that tells me they're not
Eating poppers.
They're not oriented to the surface.
No. All right, I'm gonna turn us around and get us out of here.
Okay.
And we'll try one more shoreline with the top water, and then we'll go maybe come back. We'll fish further down with a streamer. Just one more cast with that, just because I would like to. The point coming up there is a really good smallie spot.
After no success on the surface, we switched back to the streamer, and it wasn't long until our next hookup.
Oh, there's a nice one. That's good job.
I said, I like that. Oh, that's a big fish. Yeah, that's a beauty. It's a beauty.
Sorry, I got a little mess here.
That's all right. That's what we're after. That's what we're after. Oh, that's a big fish. I looked at that, I saw that depression in there, and I just said, that's got to hold a fish.
That's right where we want them too.
Oh my gosh. Oh
Nice,
my gosh.
Molly. Sick.
Bring him up here. Okay. Well, this is what we came to Stillwater. That's a beautiful, probably an 18-inch fish. 4 pounds, you'd say?
We continued to sort of run and gun and found fish just about everywhere we stopped. As far as being a tough morning, according to Brian, I wasn't complaining. So far, this was as good a morning as one could ask for. The day finished off strong with several more decent fish and a lot more laughs. And I felt like I was getting a handle on this big water.
Oh my God, whole school of them. Throw it off the back.
Okay.
Just let it sit back there. Whole school of megas. Yeah, I'll direct you and then I'll switch you around. I just don't want to make noise right now.
Holy gee!
Don't fight that hard. That's a muskie.
I know it is.
Okay, sorry. Oh, that's a monster pike.
Is it a pike?
Yeah.
You sure?
Yeah, 100%. Just be careful on the weeds. Let him get himself out of there. Yeah, let him do his thing. Oh.
Big pike. Big pike.
Oh my God. Oh yeah, be careful when he does those big runs. Sorry. Can I just want to get up there so I can get my chance. Yes. Woo!
That's a big pike. That's a big pike.
There's a 40.
I'll let you manage him.
Oh, hey. Sorry,
I'll let you manage him. No, that's awesome. I got the net.
Oh, that was a muskie. On a little 2-inch fly.
I know. I thought it was a muskie too.
Yeah. Just because of the color of them.
Yeah. So we came into this little bay and we found a big school of smallies. And as I was casting back into them, we kind of lost them. And then this pike, we thought it was a muskie first. And this pike comes out of nowhere and just kills that Clouser minnow. That's a nice fish.
Yeah, that's a gorgeous fish.
That's a big fish, yep. That was all right.
Oh, that was amazing.
That's second big pike of the day.
Yep. Really big one this time.
And you know, they're not looking for big food. That's like a 3.5-inch Clouser minnow, but man, did he ever want that. There was no way, I don't think I could have pulled that away.
Yeah, no hesitation.
So after getting another pike, I'm checking that leader, and this is only 16-pound test fluorocarbon. We were lucky to manage that fish.
Well over 16
he got
pounds.
Into the weeds. He got into the weeds a couple times and really wanted to dog down. But I'm going to change this now because it is a little bit scored in here. So I'm going to get out a fresh one and change that up because you don't want to lose the next one.
Yep, that's for sure. Great fish.
Let's do that. Yeah, it was.
Great
Thanks,
fish.
man.
Catching fish.
Catching fish.
On a day where we're not really supposed to be.
Well, I think that's there's a fish. I think that's a testament to how that swing went this morning, and the weather and the fish were so reluctant. Now they're eager.
Oops, sorry.
Nice. Nice.
First cast without a bite.
Yeah, but there's a fish following it.
Oh, a nice one too, eh? Decent.
Not bad. It's funny when you get on a spot like this, you're almost disappointed when you don't hook a fish. That's a good one too. Oh my goodness. Good, you got slack. Good. Beautiful, healthy fish, eh?
Mm-hmm.
No
Nice
marks
belly.
on them.
Fat bellies on them.
Big, yeah, fat bellies is right. Gluttonous. This is another, prime example of a great spot to bring your families, or especially young people, to introduce them not just to fly fishing, but to even conventional fishing. The wind notwithstanding, we've located these fish, and now I don't want to say it's a duck shoot, but it's been pretty easy. You got a 10 or 12-year-old that needs and craves that catching fish, which so many young people do. This is a prime example of a great spot to get them to cut their teeth on. And fighting big fish, presentation, the whole 9 yards, it covers it all here. And Brian's got it dialed in, I'll say that. Well, that wasn't quite the grind we thought it was going to be.
Yeah.
It actually turned out, it was slow this morning.
Yep.
But it turned out pretty good.
Yeah, I mean, that's the thing about this part of Georgian Bay is you never know what's going to happen. Faced with tough odds in the morning, and then, some great surprises.
But it looks promising for tomorrow.
Oh, yeah. After today, I feel like everything should balance out. A little bit of rough weather this morning, but hopefully after day number 2, I feel like it'll be a lot better and consistent. We found the fish now.
I don't know how it could get much better. I mean, maybe a couple of those big girls that you've been talking about, but a great day. I'm ready for tomorrow, though.
Yeah, me too, man.
Right.
Me too.
Thanks, man. It's good getting acquainted day.
Yeah, it is. Getting our bearings, finding where the fish are.
One of the highlights of Brian's operation is his facility among the trees. The term for it these days is glamping, but I just can't bring myself to use that term on a regular basis. Call me an old fart, but I will say this. It most definitely was luxury camping. The domes are fully appointed with propane appliances, everything you need to cook, whatever your palate desires, outdoor shower, and even a sauna. The double dome, where I stayed, has a queen bed on the main level and 2 twins in a super cute little loft overlooking the main level. It wasn't just comfortable, it actually made me think, my wife and I could probably live here for the rest of our lives and be happy as pigs in poop.
Well, it's our second morning here with Stillwater Fishing and Tours. Yesterday was better than we expected. We got a lot of bass, a couple of big pike. The weather seemed to be turning and now it's stable. Really looking forward to today. We're gonna go out on the flats where we think the water's probably warmed a little bit and see if we can't get a couple of big bass in the boat.
Our second morning took us back to familiar water, and it began fairly well. However, we did see something today that wasn't there yesterday, and that was the presence of an enormous amount of hex shucks on the water. Hexagenia are the largest mayflies in the Great Lakes, and provide an irresistible food source for just about every kind of fish and bird on the lakes. Fly fishers love them, but they can and often do hatch so prolifically that they can be a source of competition that may give you a few hours of tough angling, simply because the fish are so full after gorging themselves just hours before your arrival. If you hit the hex hatch, be prepared to be versatile. But it's not always the case, and often a well-presented bait fish can be too much to resist for even the most contently stuffed smallie.
So right now we're starting out this morning, just doing a little bit of research. We're out on the shoals to see if we can find some of those bigger bass. Checking out for later, so when the weather calms down, hopefully we can get a chance to sight fish some of these big bass in the shallows. The water's so clear out here, and this is a super cool spot. So when conditions are right, you can see these big bass sometimes right up in 1 foot, 2 feet of water, and you can cast your fly right to them.
Oh, there, look at that big fish just surfaced right there. Just plowed the water. That was a big dial.
Just gonna hang out here just for a sec, just because that was such a big fish. Yeah, just his spines came out. Nice.
Yeah, we got him.
There he is.
We got him.
Almost looked like a pike, eh?
No,
no,
it's a big
good
bass.
bit.
It's a big bass.
Keep him pinned.
Yeah, I will.
That's a nice one.
Yeah, it's a good fish. It's a good fish. That's a nice fish. That's a dandy. That is a dandy. Oh yeah, baby.
Fighting good too.
Yeah. Yeah, he's fighting good. That was fun. So we saw that, we saw a fish. Hopefully there's more than one in there, but we saw a fish bust. And Brian said it's just saw his spine come out of the water. He knew it was a good fish. And he told me exactly where to cast. And I put it in there and he crawled on this.
Oh, there he goes.
Big clouser. Let's get his buddy. Ah, shoot.
That's barbless.
Losing big fish is part of the game, and maybe the biggest reason we keep at it. There's no point in being discouraged, though. You just have to carry on and keep casting.
There's fish. Oh, this is a big fish.
This is a big fish.
Oh yeah, nice one.
Yeah. Yep. Sorry. Yeah, this is a good fish. Not a monster, but it's a good one. They're definitely in that. They seem to be hanging in that hole over there, Ryan. They're working their way in. There we go. There we go.
Broke the ice.
All right. Oh, that's beauty.
That's a nice guy.
That's a beauty.
It's an all right one too.
Yeah. Look at him spewing up. That's what they're eating is hexes.
Yeah.
He just spewed up a like a fistful size of those things. But they're still eating.
Yeah, still eating. We'll take them. We'll take it.
I love this, Brian. This is just this area is just it's a bass.
Yeah.
It's a bass paradise.
Yep.
There's so many places for them to live.
So much structure, so much food.
Oh my God, it's just spectacular. Good fish. Good fish. love getting my fingers burned by fish. Oh yeah, baby.
Oh, look at all that.
Look at the hexes.
That's insane.
Well,
That is a lot of puke.
he'll want to eat again.
Cookie cutter.
Roped and tied.
Yeah, it's a cookie cutter style fish that we've been catching all morning. Seems to be the average. Sometimes some days are bigger, some days are smaller, but these are nice healthy fish. You can see the size of their bellies here. They've been eating good on the big water. Beautiful smallie.
Okay, let me just throw it in here and then I'll retrieve it and we're out.
After landing a couple more smallies, things really slowed down, so we decided to move.
As you can see, the weather has kind of taken a 180. We weren't expecting this front to come in till later today. We knew it was going to be tougher tomorrow with the weather. There's a cold front coming in, and but it came in early, and there's nothing you can do about the weather, so you got to react to it. Now, earlier in the day, we were fishing this Clouser minnow, which is a fairly heavily weighted fly. It's got these dumbbell eyes on it, and that almost precipitates the need to fish fast because you don't want that getting into the stones and the logs and weeds and so on. So now we've decided that we want to slow things down. So we switched up from the Clouser minnow to this Murdich minnow, which is a great, it's a terrific pattern. But what it allows me to do is slow my retrieve down considerably and fish it slower. There's an old saying, when the fishing is fast, fish fast. When the fishing is slow, fish slow. So what I'm able to do with this is, rather than my quick retrieve that I was doing with the Clouser, where I was making fairly perpetual strips like this, not able to let it pause for as long, you got to keep those heavy flies moving. Now, with the Murdich minnow, I can slow my retrieve down to a crawl. I can make long, slow strips, or I can keep it moving perpetually with a nice rapid finger roll like this, with pauses or even slower strips. Just varying the retrieve, slowing the fly down to meet the needs of the fish, especially during tough conditions, will get you a long ways. There's a fish.
Oh, nice.
It's a good one too.
Nice.
It's a good one.
Yeah, we got one.
It's a good one.
Keep them on. I'm trusting you.
It's a good one. He's gone. He's there.
I'm just gonna get.
Yeah, it's a good fish. So this, we have. Oh,
Did you just lose that big one?
it
Oh
was
my
a pike.
God.
It was a pike.
It was? That was a big bass. That was a huge bass.
Well, it broke me off.
Looked like a big bass when I went sideways there. I swear that was a bass. Put my life on that. It was a big 4 or 5 poundy.
Well, if it is, he just broke 16 pound.
Looked like a massive bass, especially the way it was fighting. All right, let's stop experimenting and let's go to where we saw fish this morning.
So that's exactly what we did, and it wasn't long before we were back into them.
This has been a tough go of it this afternoon. We had reasonably good fishing when we started, and this afternoon I think we've hooked two bass. Mind you, they've both been good bass in the past 2 hours.
Sorry, I gotta get us off this.
Yeah, he wants to stay in that deep water. but it's been tough, and it just, you know, it's just a testament to how tough these fish are. You can see this front all around us. The weather did a serious 180, and the fish have just hunkered down, and they've been really, really tough. Again, not a monster. Whew. Man, that's a slug. Well, this has been a tough afternoon. We've had this weather front come in, as I said, about probably 3 or 4 hours earlier than it was scheduled for. Temperature's down to probably 14 or 15 degrees, the outside temperature, so it's cold. It's a little uncomfortable in shorts. But we have had to slug it out this afternoon. Put a lot of miles on the boat. For our efforts, we've found 2 good fish. I broke one of them off, and we just landed that one. But this just goes to show you, no matter what you do with smallmouth bass, they will shut down, and that's what's happened here this afternoon. But we're going to stick it out for a little bit longer, at least until we can tolerate it, before we head in, and hopefully things will stabilize for tomorrow and go from there.
The knowledge I'm gaining from today, I literally feel like they're just sitting off the structure we're fishing, just in 15 to 20 feet, probably like they normally do, just hiding down there eating gobies and probably not eating at all.
I'm going to come off the back side, off this side now, just because, well, it's not ideal.
And we're going to switch to see that structure over here on our left.
Woo.
We're going to spin you. I'll get you over there, but
this isn't bad here.
yeah, I'll try to keep you here, and then we're going to fish that stuff up there.
There's one. There's one. All right, all right. It's good fish too. Not a monster,
Yeah,
but it's a good fish. That slow, super slow retrieve with this clouser. Man, oh man.
Oh God, I'm setting myself up for a little engine bump here again.
Oh my goodness, they're strong fish.
Oh God.
So much fun. Oh, I love smallmouth bass.
They are all cookie cutter size, eh?
Yeah, yeah, they're like
But
16.
Look, right in the mayflies, right in the mayflies.
You know, that's still a great fish. Yeah, it's a good fish.
When you plan your trip to Stillwater Fishing and Tours, here's what you should have with you. For flies, all of your garden variety streamers such as clouser minnows, various zonker patterns, broad-headed bait fish to match the brown gobies, and of course some large nymph patterns like swimming hexes or hellgrammites will get the job done. For pike, most of your traditional patterns like deceivers or large zonker patterns will get you through, and with these, you'll cover most of your subsurface situations. You'll also want, though, a variety of poppers and surface baits for those days when the fish are looking up. Where rods and reels are concerned, I'd have nothing less than a 6-weight, but you'll likely get along better on the big open water with a 7 or 8-weight for the bass. To deal with the larger patterns for pike and even muskie, you'll want nothing less than a 9-weight. I used lines from floating through 350 grain full sink, but the line that got the job done for the most part was my old favorite, the full intermediate camo.
It's such a weird year how the weeds have been so hard to find.
There's a fish.
Nice. Run. Nice one.
It's a nice fish too.
Yeah. Sweet.
Coming back at me. Coming back at me.
Finally the best one of the day.
So we might be, who knows, I mean, maybe we might be into a little bite here. It's, gee whiz. It's like 3 fish in the last hour, all fairly good fish. Yeah, Moda. Nice.
A little bit bigger. I hung him on the net. Let's get him out of here quick. That's a better one.
A little better, yeah. A little improvement.
Regrettably, tomorrow is our last day, and by the looks of things, we're going to be dealing with more foul weather.
For those of you who value time spent outdoors, investing in reliable tools is essential to making the most of your experience in nature. A durable, affordable, and timeless wristwatch is the perfect companion for any angler. And that's exactly what Vair watches are built for. Assembled in America and backed by a guaranteed waterproof warranty, Vair watches offer the ideal balance of affordability and performance. Stay on time and focus on the moments that matter most.
So this is our final day. Started out last night. It looked bad. Thunder and lightning, high winds. It really took a turn overnight. And you sound pretty optimistic about today. What do you think is going to happen?
Yeah, I mean, bad weather is good weather for me out here on the bay. Always love those bad weather days. Pressure going up and down can really turn on the bite. Like I said, we've had some up and down weather the last few days. So
still got fish though.
Yeah, still got fish.
Still
got lots of fish.
Yeah.
But yeah, any change in weather is good change. Could be bad, could be good, but I'm optimistic. I love fishing in the rain, casting into the weeds and stuff. So
get 'em.
I'm ready to rock it.
All right, me too. Let's go. Bad weather is good weather.
It is out here, has been to me this season.
On a
so I'm
fish
hoping
head
it's just
boat.
going to continue. This season's been.
It's been, relatively stable. There wasn't bad winds yesterday. There was just a lot of them.
Yeah, it's like, I mean, it might happen today, but I don't think so. Except, like I said, the weather, predict the winds off again.
Stick that up there.
On our third and final day, the weather kind of betrayed us. A cool, windy front moved in overnight, and I, despite Brian's optimism, didn't like the looks of things. But you can't do anything about the weather, so we pressed on, dealing with unorganized wind just about everywhere we went. But as it turned out, the fish were fairly cooperative, at least for the morning.
Yeah, takes a good fly fisherman to fly fish in these conditions.
Well, you're stuck with me, so that's all you got.
Oh, you're killing it.
Fish, fish.
Okay, it's gonna be really hard for me here to do anything, so I'm gonna have to like pass the net up. Just because this wind is gonna get crazy.
Right off the hop.
What?
Right off the hop. He was right where I said. I almost Babe Ruthed it. It's so windy up here. Oh shoot.
Barbless hooks again.
It's so windy up here. It's hard to even keep my balance. But hey, that's a good sign. I'll take it.
Yes.
Yeah. Big fish. Big fish. Big fish. Big fish. Might be a largemouth.
Okay. Put pressure on him.
I got pressure on him. I got pressure on him.
Yes.
Woo! There's what we were looking for.
Oh.
I gotta come back and see this guy. So this is more what we're after. Of course, we're shooting more for smallmouth, but that's probably my biggest largemouth bass that I've ever caught. I got a couple of spectacular jumps out of him. He's just a gorgeous big bucket mouth. Okay, we get this guy back. Get this guy back in the water. Give him a little. Oh, he's happy. He's happy. Woo! That was fun. challenging. Super challenging. As you can see, this wind is not easy. I'm having to do a lot of things to just to deliver my fly into the spots that look good. That's worth it. I'm pretty juiced right now. We've got a couple of bass, one little wee pike, but the wind is not helping, but it's not hindering right now either. It's only hindering my casting because the fish seem to be on the bite this morning, and hopefully we'll just continue to do this.
That was a great fish.
Fun. All right, let's get back there. Dealing with this wind and casting into this wind is certainly a challenge. You'll see that I'm water loading a fair bit. That's just to keep my back cast down because the wind is so gusty. But the other thing you see that I'm doing, I look pretty intense here. You know, like I'm real serious about everything, but the reason I'm keeping so low is to keep that line on the deck after my cast and during my retrieve, I'm basically keeping this line out of the wind and keeping it from blowing inside the deck and around the window here. Because if I was to stand upright and do the same thing, what I'm going to end up with is this line up here, and it's going to have the tendency to get caught up. It's not as windy right now. The gusts have died down a little bit, but earlier it was actually blowing up under the open window here. So it's like anything we do in fly fishing, especially streamer fishing or any time that you have to retrieve. You got to manage that line, and keeping it on the deck and out of things that it can get tangled around in will really cut down on the frustration.
The wind beat us up pretty good, so we stopped in a quiet bay for a little break, and I talked to Brian about his business. And you may be surprised at how diverse his business is. In fact, he and Kristen's operation may be the perfect family getaway for everybody, even the non-fly fishers in your family.
So I own Stillwater Fishing and Tours and also Among the Trees Glamping. Stillwater Fishing is my guiding business, which I've been operating for over 10 years now. I do everything from muskie fishing, pike fishing, bass fishing, fly fishing, and gear fishing, also some downrigging for salmon. Pretty much cover the board when it comes to catching big fish on Georgian Bay. And recently opened up my glamping operations to add accommodations to Stillwater Fishing, which is 2 geodesic domes, which are luxury outfitted with heat, hydro, air conditioning, and all the amenities of home. I also do scenic charters as well, boat tours, hiking tours to remote locations such as Lake Topaz and Clarny Provincial Park. But yeah, I do a lot of just overall touring the area. So fishing around here, I have a lot of unique opportunities on the fly. My season progresses following those species and how they post-spawn, how they act. So opening up May is when I'm on the fly for pike, sight fishing big giant pike in crystal clear shallow water, which then develops into chasing those pike along the weeds. And then from there, I'll do a little bit of gar pike and carp on the fly for the end of May, beginning of May. And then it switches over to muskie as soon as that opens up around mid-June, also smallmouth bass. So then I'll spend the next couple months sight fishing smallmouth bass with some mixes of largemouth bass in there as well. And then again, it kind of mellows out for a little bit, and then we have all those big predatorial fish coming back into the weeds in September, which is another great opportunity to hook into big pike and muskie along the weed lines on the fly, but also chase some big smallies too as well. So it's just a really unique area how I get to progress following those fish as they move out throughout the water, and just always having that unique opportunity to sight fish them because the water is so clear out here. So if you're looking to contact me and join me on the water, we have a website called fishmanitoulinisland.com. Also on my social medias such as TikTok and Instagram at Stillwater_fishing. If you're looking to get out on the water with me, I would book early as I am a pretty busy guide and I do book up early. But also I'm on the water full time, so I can squeeze people in last minute sometimes to accommodate those schedules.
As the day went on, it was clear the wind was not going to go away, so we spent some time probing calm bays and lees, and once again, Brian didn't miss a beat.
Nice.
There's fish. Good fish, too. Good fish. Good fish. He hit it twice. It's not as big as I thought, damn it.
What?
Not as big as I thought.
Bass though?
Yeah. I can get him, Brian.
Okay.
Come here, darling. I'm gonna put you back.
How big?
15. There he goes. Nice long line release.
While we didn't have the success of the previous 2 days, it was enough to keep me more than busy. And just being out of the wind was a bonus, and I took advantage of that. We did well this week, despite the crazy weather swings, and we landed a lot of fish. But even with a seasoned guide like Brian, who has an intimate knowledge of the area, we had to work. That's not the end of the world, though. If there's one takeaway here, it's this. The knowledge of a guide can't be understated. And even if you hire one for just 1 day, it will greatly flatten the learning curve on unfamiliar water. But if that's not available to you, don't just motor off the dock into 30 feet of water and make cast after cast with no results. Burn some gas. Move around and look for variations in water temperature, depth, and of course structure. When you find fish, record what you did. The relationship between depth and water temperature, in my opinion, is paramount. Keep a record of these things when you find fish, and you'll always have that as a template to come back with.
I've said this before, and I'll probably say it again. We fished under some tough conditions this week. Real moody weather swings, crazy water temperature swings, but we found fish. If you want to experience some of the best smallmouth fishing on the continent, visit Brian at Stillwater Fishing. You won't be disappointed. To watch other shows in our series, visit us on the web at thenewflyfisher.com or check us out on YouTube. Until next time, please help to conserve our waters, and hopefully we'll see you on the water.
The New Fly Fisher is brought to you in partnership with Destination Ontario. Their Watches. Scientific Anglers. Trout Unlimited.